It is Friday, August 21, 2026, and this is The High Road. I'm Jules Sterling, keeping the multi-million-dollar wheels from falling off.
This is Dan Miller.
Yesterday, we covered China's global industrial hub strategy, UAE-Iran trade freeze and maritime risk, and Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern Rail merger.
Buck Reynolds here.
And I'm Elena Rossi. We have a great show for you today.
Well, yesterday we spent a lot of time on that UAE-Iran trade freeze and the massive 97% spike in trailer orders. And honestly, today is just as packed, sort of carrying that momentum forward, right?
Bottom line, Jules, it's a heavy day on the desk. Between diesel volatility and these global canals, we're seeing the industry literally dig its way out of trouble.
Well, I don't know if you're digging out or just digging a deeper hole, Dan. My thing is, that Hormuz situation is a total mess.
It's worse than a mess, Buck. I mean, actually, according to Kepler, traffic in the Strait of Hormuz has dropped to just 7 to 9 vessels a day. That's a structural collapse, not a hiccup.
Here's the deal. I spent years watching those fuel gauges like a hawk, but I've never seen a crack spread hit $102. That's just, well, it's daylight robbery for the working driver.
Look, Buck, the market nerd in me is screaming. Crude is up at 93, but diesel's hitting $5.45 a gallon because the refineries just can't keep up. It's like having a great quarterback but no offensive line to protect it.
Right? And that war premium is just, well, it's being baked into every single contract I'm looking at this morning. Shippers are terrified.
And they should be. Trump's latest posts about tremendous economic consequences, well, you see, that signals total economic isolation. The risk profile is literally off the charts.
The thing is, these drone assaults on the tankers, it makes the Gulf of Aden look like a shooting gallery. I mean, how do you even insure a hull through there right now, Elena?
You don't, Buck. Or you pay a premium that makes the cargo, I suppose, worthless by the time it lands. The indemnity clauses are being rewritten in real time.
It's not just the water, though. Look at the land side. We've got new arteries being cut into the map. Jules, you were looking at that Guangxi project?
Oh, well, yeah, the Pinglu Canal. I mean, it's sort of the project of the century for China, right? They just finished the live ship trials.
$10 billion to save, 500 kilometers?
Actually, yeah. It bypasses the Pearl River Delta entirely. They're projecting it'll save enterprises about $730 million a year in logistics costs.
Well, my thing is, we're building 5,000-ton ships to crawl up a river-to-sea canal, while our own bridges are held together with, well, duct tape and prayers. It's a bit, frustrating.
Well, if I may, it's a strategic play for ASEAN trade. China isn't just digging a ditch. They are replumbing their entire connection to Vietnam and Hainan. It's about, redundancy.
Right. It's the 2-minute drill. They know the coastal ports are bottlenecks, so they're creating a back door. It's smart, even if it is expensive.
Speaking of bottlenecks and massive pivots, I think it's time to look at the scoreboard, Dan.
Now it's time for the Big Board, our Friday segment where we analyze the corporate chess moves and financial shifts hitting the industry on this August 21st.
Well, I have to lead with DHL supply chain. I mean, they've officially hit 150 specialized locations for their data center logistics network, right?
That 4-hour SLA is the real kicker. Bottom line, Jules, they guarantee delivery of mission-critical AI hardware within 4 hours. That is not freight. That is surgery.
Right? It's white glove service for NVIDIA GPUs. They're moving up the stack, getting away from the commodity moving boxes game and into the peripheral nervous system for the AI cloud.
I imagine the security protocols for a 4-hour GPU delivery are, intense. One hijacked van, and you've lost 10 million in high-density chips.
The thing is, how do you even find enough drivers who can pass that security clearance and, know how to handle liquid cooling racks?
You don't find them, you build them. Speaking of building, look at GXO. They just completed a total C-suite overhaul. Christina Carvalho is now the chief accounting officer.
Well, that tells me the era of buy everything is over for them. Sort of. They're moving into margin defense and organic growth, using that GXO IQ platform to squeeze out value.
Exactly. It's like finishing the expansion draft and finally focusing on the actual season. UPS did the same thing. They just filed an 8K saying their fit-for-purpose restructuring is done.
And they've shed half their Amazon volume. Actually, that's a massive move toward high-margin healthcare freight. They are prioritizing, reliability over pure volume.
Well, good. Chasing Amazon's pennies always seemed like a race to the bottom to me. Glad to see someone's putting the brakes on.
The big board. That's a wrap for today.
Hey, before we move on to the maritime car crisis, a quick note from our sponsor. Strategic logistics requires world-class engineering. This show is powered by the Stack, developed by Eric Christensen at Neural Network Media. Support the architect behind the code. Visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Neural Network Media for a free trial and access to our daily briefing PDF app.
If we can pivot back to the water, actually, the PCTC market is in a full-blown crisis. Pure car and truck carriers. China exported 1 million cars in June alone.
1 million? Look, that's a 65% year-over-year jump. Wallenius Wilhelmsen is basically saying, sorry, we're full. Go away.
Here's the deal. I'm seeing photos of guys loading electric SUVs into standard intermodal containers. That's like, trying to fit a square peg in a round hole just to get it across the pond.
Right? It's sort of desperate. But, when you have 5 million vehicles moving in 6 months, you use whatever capacity you can find, even if it's, inefficient.
And it's not just ships. The Panama Canal is facing a super El Nino. My thing is, the drought is forcing them to reduce transits even further. We're seeing record-breaking fees just to get a slot.
It's a bidding war. If you want to move your cargo, you have to be willing to pay the toll from hell. Bottom line, it's going to hit the consumer.
Speaking of consumers, Walmart's Q2 earnings were sort of a revelation, right?
24% e-commerce growth? Look, they're using their stores as logistics nodes for 80% of those orders. They aren't just a grocer anymore. They're a last-mile powerhouse.
The thing is, Dan, they're doing sub-30-minute delivery in some places. That puts a lot of pressure on a local delivery driver. It is a recipe for a fender bender.
Actually, Buck, Walmart says over 50% of that volume now moves through automated facilities. It's the robots taking the pressure off. Theoretically.
Well, and Home Depot just followed suit with their nationwide 3-hour delivery, right? For a flat $7 fee? How is that sustainable with diesel at $5.45?
It's not about the $7, Jules. It's about market share. It's a loss leader to keep you from going to Amazon. It's a ground game, like a fourth-quarter drive.
I don't care how many robots they have. A robot can't navigate a construction site or, talk to a grumpy contractor.
But Amazon just signed that huge deal with AutoStore. 1 million robots globally. They are integrating, cube storage technology to maximize every square inch of urban warehouse space.
It's a space race. Rent is up, labor is down. The math only works if you replace the human element with silicon.
My thing is, once the power goes out or the grid hits a constraint, then what? We saw the reports from the 18th. Peak demand charges are eating margins alive in these automated cold storage plants.
Right? The USDA is actually throwing $7.5 million at cold chain resiliency just to keep the lights on for food storage. I mean, sort of a drop in the bucket, but it's something.
Well, if I may, it's a drop that needs to become a flood. We're seeing a triple threat of energy instability, tariffs, and a tightening labor market. The cost to serve is the new metric everyone is obsessed with.
Look, speaking of labor and trade, Mexico is officially the U.S. trading partner champion. $298 billion in exports in the first half of the year. Laredo is literally bursting at the seams.
21,000 trucks a day through one port. I mean, here's the play. If you're a driver, you're sitting in line for hours just to get your papers stamped. It's a mess.
And the legal risk. The US-EU trade war over sustainability tariffs is hitting a boiling point. The EU wants deep-tier data on every carbon atom, and Washington is calling it a non-tariff barrier.
Well, it's just one more thing for the account managers to juggle, right? Between nearshoring in Laredo and carbon reporting in Brussels, I mean, I'm sort of running out of tabs on my browser.
All right, let's get to the main event. Jules, you were tracking the Einride news this morning?
Well, yeah, it's sort of the biggest news in the EV space this year, right? Einride just announced a deployment of 500 Tesla semis across North America.
500! That triples their fleet. Here's the play. This is the inflection point where electric moves from science project to industrial scale.
I mean, I have to ask, how? 500 trucks that need, massive amounts of juice. Where are they getting the chargers?
That's the interesting part, Buck. Einride actually just acquired FlipTurn, a charging management stack. They are vertically integrating the power. They aren't just buying trucks. They're buying the fuel station, basically.
Right. And they're focusing on these high traffic corridors. California, Texas, Georgia. It's not about crossing the Rockies yet. It's about short-haul, high-frequency lanes where the math actually, works.
Exactly. It's like setting up a shuttle service. You don't need a 1,000-mile range. That is true when you are simply running between the port and the inland hub 10 times every day.
The thing is, they're also partnering with DAF for Level 4 autonomous integration. I mean, here's the deal. You're putting a silicon driver behind the wheel of a 60,000-pound electric rig. That makes my hair stand up.
Actually, Buck, the Einride driver system is supposed to be integrated into the DAF XD and XF electric platforms. They're aiming for, I suppose, a zero-emission, zero-human freight corridor?
Well, they're projecting cash flow break-even by 2028. I mean, if they can actually pull off 2,000 trucks, that's a massive proof of concept for the whole industry, right?
Bottom line, it's a capital expenditure play. They are betting that the EPA mandates in 2027 are going to make diesel equipment so expensive that the semi starts to look like a bargain.
I mean, I'll believe it when I see a fleet of 500 of them handle a black ice patch in Wyoming without, a human to feel the trailer slide.
That's the indemnity nightmare, isn't it? If the silicon driver fails, who does the claim adjuster call? The software engineer or the fleet owner?
Right? And I mean, my shippers are asking about this every day. They want the green PR, but they don't want the risk of their freight being stuck because a server went down, you know?
Look, it's a high-stakes chess game. Einride just moved their queen to the center of the board. 500 Tesla semis is a power move.
Well, I just hope they have a plan for when the battery hits zero and there's no outlet for 40 miles. I mean,
That's a long walk for a driver that isn't even there.
You see, that's why the flip-turn acquisition is so key. They are managing the state of charge in real time. It's not just a truck, it's a managed ecosystem.
Well, I mean, it's certainly the biggest story on the road today. 500 trucks? Sort of changes the whole conversation, right?
It changes everything. We're not talking about pilots anymore. We're talking about the new normal.
That's all for today's High Road. We've gone from the Strait of Hormuz to 150 DHL hubs and ended with a massive 500-truck bet on the future. It's a reminder that whether it's a canal in China or a robot in a Walmart warehouse, the industry is always, moving forward.
Later!
Bye.
See ya.
Keep those tires turning and your coffee hot. We'll be